Yes.
Good morning.
Good morning to you.
I think the last time I saw you was when? November maybe?
Around November.
Yes.
We have not met this new year. Yes.
How are you yourself?
I'm doing well.
Destiny wanaendeleaje college?
Destiny tunaendelea vizuri. We have begun the intake.
Yes.
And we are waiting for students to come. Classes have also begun.
Right.
And we are very optimistic that those who want to be accountants will come to Destiny Technical Training.
Serikali inafungua shule Monday, yenyewe mlishafungua. Mbona mnatesa wanafunzi?
You know, for us we run on a different program.
Yes.
So we are not on the basic education program.
Okay.
Since we are at TVET or tertiary education program.
Actually, let me just ask, this is off the topic kidogo. How do colleges operate? Do you have your semesters are what? Two in a year or 3 in a year, or hakuna semesters where kuja usome course yako uende?
We have semesters which are guided by the examiner. Our examiner is called CASNEB.
Yes.
So for many years, CASNEB has been giving us 2 exams. That means 2 semesters.
Okay.
But from 2020, when Corona came, they adjusted and they gave us now 3 exams. So we have 3 semesters.
Okay.
So we have those who join us in January, those who are joining us in May, and those who are joining us in September.
Oh.
So it has actually shortened the course, which we could previously complete in 3 years.
Yes.
Now you can complete in 2 years.
All right.
Yeah.
We'll talk about Destiny some other time.
Sure.
But today we want to talk about goal setting for couples. How are your goals coming along in your life? Kama wewe unapanganga zako, then chali yako ama bibi yako anajipanga na zake, na life inaendelea, mnaketingi chini January 1st or is it December 31st and you decide now kuanzia next year tunahamia nyumba tofauti, tunanunua gari tofauti, tunapeleka watoto shule tofauti. I would like to know how it happens on your end, so you can find us on our WhatsApp number, which is right on your screen. Twitter handle as well. The hashtag is K24 this morning. Let us know, how do you handle goal setting as a couple? And even if you're single, how would you handle it if you had someone, a partner that you have to walk life with? You know me, I think I'm one of the... It's very difficult for me to ask. I can ask myself internally if this relationship is working or not. But I don't think I would ask my partner the same question.
You need to ask.
Mimi kwa akili nitaona mimi na Judy tunaachana. Hii sioni kisurvive 2023. But sitamwambia ati babe sioni 2023 tuko pamoja.
You know, Paul,
Yeah.
From a psychological perspective, there is what we call the mental wellness. And the mental wellness has to do with the feelings, with the thoughts, and with the actions. Now, when it comes to the feelings, you can easily say they are like perceptions. You may look at someone and perceive them in the wrong way.
Yes.
So, wewe unaangalia huyu mtu unaona is like there is no hope. But it is very, very important you come out clearly. You express your thoughts to the person. And also now, the person also expresses their thoughts to you, and you come to a common ground. Otherwise, if you manage anything on assumptions, without full disclosure of the information and clear understanding of the other person, that relationship cannot stand. It is very, very important you ask, where are we headed to?
Right.
Don't make conclusions. Yeah.
Because... a lot of Kenyans, you will ask them right now and they'll tell you, if something is working, why are you fixing it? If everything is fine, why are you fixing it? So why start asking my wife, where do you think we are headed if everything is looking good? You know? Let's talk about the usual. Tutahamia wapi, tutanunua shamba wapi, tutakula chakula gani, tutasomesha watoto wapi. But hizi stories za kwanza kuvuruga dust, tuachane nayo.
Before I respond to that,
yes,
allow me to build on something that my colleague Jude has mentioned as the issue of giving excuses and blaming other forces. And this is one of the reasons why the goals that have been set are never realized, are never achieved. Because people start to blame others. They start to blame God. They start to blame other external forces. But I would want to submit to our viewers that the goal that you have set, be it improving your relationship, be it about buying a house, whatever goal, it is your responsibility. Make the appropriate steps, be deliberate, and do what is required for the success of that goal. And then all these other factors, including God, they will come and facilitate it. There's a friend of mine, there's a pastor I used to follow so much, the late Dr. Miles Monroe. And would say, most of us, we go to God and we tell him, God bless me. And God is asking you, what do I bless? So you must start doing something so that he can bless it.
Okay.
Now, coming to the aspect of but, that is a very, very important aspect, because people must ensure that they are like-minded. It is biblical that two cannot walk unless they agree. So we must be able to table our aspirations, our ambitions, and then I check whether where you are going is where I am going. If where I'm going is also where you are going, then we can go together. But if I realize we are now moving towards different directions, that
Right.
becomes a but, and that now should be the point of departure.
Okay. Yeah. I think I read somewhere, or I heard someone say this, I don't know, but I heard that you know, kazi ya bibi ni kukuja support dreams za mzee, za the husband. So if I want to be, say, the Nairobi governor in the next 10 or so years, it is now up to my partner to support me so that I can become that governor that I want. So that means she has to abandon whatever aspirations she has, because she can support my dream. So pesa yote inafaa kukuja huku, you know, so that I can build my gubernatorial dream. I don't know, what's your take on that?
It is good that your wife should support you. Actually, the Bible calls our wives as our helpers. And therefore, as a man, it is you to generate the vision. But as you generate the vision, it is very, very important you involve your wife. The fact that the Bible refers to them as weaker vessels does not mean they are so weak or they have no material that they can bring on the table. So it is important you consult her, you get your view, her view, then you agree. When you have agreed, then you can move together and she will be able to suspend her ambitions because she will have bought that idea. But in the event that she thinks it is not a good idea, then in that case, you can now consider, if I proceed, will it be dangerous to our unity? Will it threaten our family? Or I can just proceed and still the family remains together. And if that is the case, then you can proceed. Because at the backdrop of any decision and any move that you make, you must always revert back to the unity of the family. It is not advisable to pursue a goal that will threaten your family. Because if you go for that Nairobi gubernatorial post and actually you win it, but you lose your family, what a total loss. Because after 5 years, you will not most likely be a governor. Even if after 10 years, even if you get a second term, you will not be a governor 11th year. But what about your family? So it is important to consult, and as you move, check that you do not threaten the family. But at the same time, the wife, when they have been consulted, it also does not give them the permission to delay the visions unnecessarily. Yeah. If they are not understanding, you know, there are times someone gives you an idea and really you cannot understand or you cannot see it.
Yes.
But it's also good at that point, you step aside and you allow them be. Maybe utaelewa baadaye.
Like when Moses told them, tutavuka hii ocean. Yes. This sea, we are going, itafunguka na
There are
tutapita.
times you can't see how it will work. There are times you cannot understand it.
Yeah.
But if you are not understanding it, if you are not convinced of how it cannot work, then just step aside, let the person be, give the necessary support. Or if you are not going to give any support, don't sabotage.
Yes.
You can stay at the corner, let the man go or let the woman go. When they realize the dream, you will also start to benefit.
Yes.
But if you stood on my way to sabotage, then in my day of getting the fruit, chances are you may not
Ukuje hapo
enjoy.
sasa.
Yeah.
Yeah. But sometimes you will meet and let me just attack the ladies one, or not really attack, but just point out something. There are some ladies that are like huwezi waambia mnatafutia jina ya kizungu. You can't tell them. And the moment you bring your vision and they bring theirs, they start feeling like theirs is actually superior to yours. So now in such a case, what do you do? Because yeye amekuja na goal yake, umekuja na yako, you're trying to see where you will meet here in the middle, but yeye anakuambia hapana. If anything, wewe ni kama ndakuacha nyuma because venye unakuja sioni.
It has to do with the assertiveness of the person and the aggressiveness of the person.
Yes.
There are people who are too assertive. What they have said is final. It cannot be changed. They will not buy another opinion. And that now is wrong for any relationship to work. Because for any relationship to be sustained, there must be a point at which there is give and
Take.
It cannot be your way all the time. Equally, it cannot be my way all the time. There are things I'll do right, there are things I'll do wrong. So where I'm doing wrong, I require you to come so that you do your right there. And where you are doing wrong, I come in and do my right. But if you stick to your position, then that becomes a threat. And for sure, Paul and our viewers,
Yeah.
that relationship will not go far. Because you are not able to agree. If you cannot agree, you cannot push to the same goal. Actually, what happens now, because this person is feeling they are threatened when you pursue that other goal, they might start sabotaging your goal so that you do not succeed.
Okay.
And upon realization that someone is sabotaging your effort, you also most likely reciprocate. You start sabotaging. And the end result is that all the goals that were supposed to benefit the family, they are sabotaged and there is no progress. So I would urge those persons to consider, to be considerate to the other persons and give them room. We don't have to agree all the time. But when we have not agreed, we should not sabotage what the others are doing.
You've just told us of someone that you know who built an entire house without telling the wife. Do you know, a house doesn't take 2 days to build.
Sure.
So by the time unaenda kwa site, first of all, by the time we identify shamba, uanze kumwaga materials, identify mafundi wenye watakujengea, mafundi uanze kujenga, every time you're coming to the site to confirm kila kitu iko sawa. Your wife doesn't know. Why would anyone do that?
Or even your husband does not know.
Yes, or you,
because we also
true.
have such cases.
Yes.
You find the wife has done a big project or has bought a car and the husband does not know. One of the reasons that is responsible for that is mistrust. Am I safe with this person? When they know my financial status, am I safe? Am I likely to be eliminated? How have they responded to my past progress? That is one of the things that you need to check. The other thing is, have you felt that there is competition and your spouse has been down looking on you and now you want to do something and give them a surprise, or you want to do something and show them that you can as well do without them? So it comes in as advantage. Or it could be, and
Yes.
the third reason, it could be you are contemplating bringing someone else. So these ones are not now involved, and you bring you do projects with other persons.
Like for a
And
man
it's
bringing
very,
in a
very-
second wife.
Yeah, for a man you bring a second wife. Yeah, it is very, very bad.
And collaboration, again, I'm still coming back to that finances part.
Yes, yes.
Because there's some people who will feel like their partner spends more than them or doesn't know how to spend at all, or the partner is too stingy. And this is a fight I've seen with a lot of couples, whereby the moment bibi anajua uko na ka 50,000 mahali, haka ka 50,000 kanapata kazi. Anakwambia, hey, by the way, babe, chama, babe, by the way, niko na deni ya sijui nani, by the way, unakumbuka fundi wa, unakumbuka mfanyikazi atujafanya. But you're like, Allah. So you as a man, you even feel like I need to be hiding my side hustles. So that nikipata 20k, simwambie ni 20 na mwambie ni 5. So I can keep the 15. Yes?
I've heard many men say so.
Yes.
That the moment your wife realizes you have some money,
Yes.
immediately they are using.
Iko na kazi.
Eh?
Yes.
And sasa inapangwa na inaisha.
Yes.
So how to ensure that that does not happen? Most men have resorted to hiding their money. But I would want to say that is very, very wrong, and it's unfortunate because it is the one that is culminating to people doing bigger projects without the knowledge of the wife, without the knowledge of the family. And even when they pass on, you find the wealth that they spent a lot of time and a lot of energy accumulating, it is now being used by third parties because the wife never came to know, the family never came to know of those resources. My advice is this: because we are talking about goal setting, one of the goals is about finances. Sit down together as a family unit, the husband, the wife, and the children, and you lay down your financial goals for the year or even for the month, and you put them down. Then on the day the income comes, let us know that I, as Kimani, this is the much I have earned. My wife, as Margaret, this is the much she has earned. we are not saying that I bring, or rather, all my income will be committed to that, or all her income will be committed to that. But at least there should be that openness. I know this is the money that is available, this is the money that is available from this aid. Then we also become open in how we are using the money. So if my wife is in the know that I had 100,000,
Yes.
and I can, she was a witness that 20,000 ilienda hapa, 50,000 ilienda hapa, 40,000 ikaenda hapa, na 10,000 ikaenda hapa, zikaisha.
Yeah.
The following day when she comes now to ask me for more, I will have a ground and tell her, where do you want me to get more money? I had 100 here, this is how it has been used. But as long as a man,
Yes.
you do not let your wife to know how much you have.
Yes.
Wewe ni yule wa kuchomoa hapa 100 unapeana. Tena unaitishwa 50 unatoa. Unapeana. Then that will continue because they do not know how
The
much
limit.
is remaining.
Yes.
Be open. Yes, and when you are open, this person will come to a point and for sure see that there is no more. And
Kuna
they will
madem-
also now be deliberate in me using the money well.
Kuna mademu wajuangi hivyo. Kuna mademu wabaye Nairobi. We.
Be open.
In Nairobi, mimi najua. So there's a question here. If the husband doesn't like the church you have chosen to go, since you realize in that church you are not growing spiritually, but you always come out angry because of how they coordinate issues in the church, and since umehama, he doesn't want his children to go to that church now with the wife, and he himself refuses to go to church. Have I understood that question? Let me read it again. If the husband doesn't like the church you have chosen to go, since you realize in that church you are not growing spiritually, but you always come out angry because of how they coordinate issues in the church. And since umehama, he doesn't want his children to go to church now with the wife, and he himself refuses to go to church. So I think this is issues now. You have different churches. Amekatai church mnaendanga. It's either you go to his or not. So how do you handle that issue?
I add one point there.
Yes.
That lady should even be very grateful to God
Okay.
that the husband at least is going to church. There are many ladies, many wives who are crying to God that at least the husband can go to church. So if the husband has chosen church A and the wife is for church B, my view would be let the children follow the husband.
Okay.
It is godly, it is biblical that the husband is the head. And actually some people did some statistics to find out those children who are taken to church by the mother alone, or by the father alone, or by the mother and the father together, how many eventually, when they matured, remained in church.
Okay.
And the statistics were very interesting. It was showing that those people who were taken to church by their fathers, almost 70%
Yes.
remained in church.
Wow.
While those who were taken by their mothers, around 40%. I have no prejudice. I hope no one misquotes me,
Yes.
but I'm just quoting some statistics.
Yes.
What I am insisting is, if the husband is going to church, let us follow there. And the big question that would beg an answer is, when you got married, did you know which church this man goes to? And I have always told people, hii maneno ya kufikiria ati nitambadilisha. Myself, I go to PEFA.
Yes.
Maybe I get a person who is in deliverance.
Right.
And I think that nitamtoa huko deliverance nimrudishe PEFA. Maybe for the purposes of having the wedding,
Yes.
she will move out of deliverance and come to
PEFA.
PEFA. But after that goal has been achieved of marriage, people go back to the default setting. Unapata anasema hii PEFA yenu sioni kama inaenda kama kule kwetu deliverance.
Huku hata mwimbangi.
Huku and you know those are doctrinal issues and
Yes.
they are not the core things.
Right.
So you either ukubali ukae hapo because uliingia hapo ukijua. Na I think that is the way, ukubali.
Yes.
Ulichukua at
Okay.
the beginning. Yes.
All right. Let's look at what you alluded to when we were on the break. Why goals will fail. Of course, some of them we've mentioned. They will fail because of obvious reasons. Hamuskizani. But what more would you like to add on to that?
This has been a very, very great concern to me because I've realized at the beginning of the year, every person is so much excited in setting goals. There is a lot of talk on how we can set goals. And people really set goals, smart goals, and they write them down. But come around February, April, May, those goals are forgotten.
They disappear.
December, we go back to the same. You have disappeared.
Yes.
And people are still complaining. There has not been change. So I've been asking, what are the reasons? And one of the reasons that that God has helped me to realize is that when you set a goal, it is aimed to shift you from one level to another level. Now, for you to go to the next level,
Yes.
there must be a test. There has never been any graduation that did not have an exam. If you want to go to the next level, there will be an exam. And most people fear the exam.
Okay.
They run away from the exam. So you set the goal that I'm going to use my money well. Now, for example, tuseme you had said I will not be buying chicken. I will be buying sukuma wiki. Pesa iko kwa mfuko. Unapitia mahali kuna kuku. That is now the test. Temptation. Will you pass the test tuseme mimi nilisema sitanunua kuku hata kama niko na pesa, I'll go for sukuma. Most people fail the test. And I would want people to realize if you fail the test, you can never achieve the goal. So be ready to go through the test so that you can have a paradigm shift, so that this goal will take you to a new level. It is actually biblical that if you have new wine, you cannot put it in an old wine skin. So these goals that we have set, they are meant to take us to another level. But between here and the next level, there is a test.
Yeah.
Yes.
Good, yes,
Someone said in the 12th century
Yes.
Yeah.
that it is unlikely that love will be found between a husband and a wife.
It is unlikely.
It's unlikely. So if your focus is on that romance,
So
hapo
how?
itabadilika kwa ground and you start fighting yourself in a strange
By the
ground.
way, yeah.
There must be more uniting
There,
values.
there has to be.
Who do we have? Do you think it's better if one seeks partners who have similar goals and beliefs? This is Tom from Donholm. Who else do we have? Hey, Mike Mwasambu from Mombasa anasema, good morning guys. Today's topic is the best ever. Two cannot work together unless they agree. Point number one. That's a widow. Okay. Thank you very much. Hi Mbuvi, loving the show. Say hi to my former lecturer at Star College. Mbona mnaficha message? That is the year 0908. Great topic. Marion watching from Eldoret. Lecturer, nani mwalimu hapa? Ama ni
Mimi,
wewe?
I must.
Okay.
Mimi nilifunza
Okay.
accounting.
Hey Mbuvi, what if it's a Christian-Muslim relationship? Okay, good question. What can one do if their partner does not trust themselves to the extent that they know they won't follow through on things? This is Tracy from Rongai. Okay, wewe ndio ulianza maneno ya spiritual. George.
Yes, Paul. I was just laughing because, and first of all, let me say hi to my former student.
Yes.
I'm grateful for watching. When she was talking about it, I have heard people say, "Mimi sio dini, so dini is not important."
Right.
Mimi wewe ndio nataka, ama wewe ndio unataka. We can
Yes.
move in.
Yes.
But as my friend has put them so well, is that 5 years down the line, those issues change and people go back to their default settings. Actually, when we are doing premarital counseling
Yes.
in our center, one of the things that I really emphasize is that look at the values the person has, the convictions that they have always had, even when they were growing up, and be satisfied why they are changing their values. Are they changing their values just to accommodate you, just to get you into marriage? If that is the reason, then it's only a matter of time. Once you get to the marriage, they go back to the default setting.
Okay.
But if the person changed out of their own conviction, it will be very difficult to change them down the line.
Okay.
For example, myself, I was not born again. I was not born when I was a Christian.
Yes.
And in my early life, I was in that other side.
Okay.
But at some point, I changed and I decided now I'm a born again Christian. And I was convicted and I'm convinced of that. Even when I was coming to get married,
Yes.
I was already there. And even in my marriage, I will still remain there.
Okay.
But kama niliokoka ndio nipate Margaret. Nikishapata Margaret,
Ni hivyo.
there will be a change. Yes.
Okay.
So look at the values. What does this person believe in terms of their religion, in terms of their career progress? Huyu ni mtu anapenda masomo ama hapendi, ama anapenda kazi ama hapendi, in terms of the family values, all those things.
Okay.
And ensure that you are convinced. And one of the things that
Yes.
will help you
Yes.
is to allow time. Don't be in a hurry to rush. Time will help you to learn the values of the other person.
How can we reach you, George? Unfortunately, we have come to the end of the
Okay, thank you so much. You can
Yes.
get me at the Bazaar Plaza, 11th floor. My phone number is 0720-322-961. 0720-322-961. I'm also on Facebook and in YouTube.
come to the end of the show. See you tomorrow, Hangout Friday, kama kawa kama K. Tutakuwa na wasanii, tutakuwa na lots of dancing, and of course, we shall have lots of cooking as far as Get in the Kitchen is concerned. As for now, see you tomorrow. Hasta la vista.